Ghost ships, vengeful spirits, shipwrecks and mysterious cryptids. Haunted bodies of water come in all kinds and configurations. So in this video we count down 5 places you should never swim in. Manchaca Swamp, located in Louisiana not far from the festive city of New Orleans, is everything one might expect a supposedly haunted place to look like. Here, stagnant green water choked with vegetation and algae, and prowled by alligators twist through groves of trees draped in moss. Along the snake and gator infested waterways you can find cabins perched upon the water, cloaked by brush and giving no indication of whether they're inhabited or not. Many snakes, alligators and biting insects exist here. This forsaken place perfectly lends itself to the spooky tales and lore, and the Manchaca Swamp certainly does not disappoint. One of the most popular and persistent tales surrounding the swamp is the story of Julie White, a voodoo priestess who resided here in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Voodoo was quite prominent in those days in Louisiana, having been brought to these shores during the colonial period, as well as refugees escaping the Haitian Revolution of the 18th and early 19th centuries. So concentrated was the number of voodoo practitioners within New Orleans, that Louisiana soon evolved its own brand of the religion, which relied heavily on and is characterized by its charms and amulets, also known here as gris-gris, herbs and poisons. Louisiana voodoo also brought about the reign of the voodoo queens, who were priestesses who held great power and influence in their respective communities. Some were so powerful and respected that various prestigious members of society, such as politicians, judges, lawyers, businessmen and wealthy landowners, they all came before them for consultation before making important decisions concerning business or matters of the state. Some of these voodoo priestesses were so well known to this day that their graves command respect, and gather about them gifts from the faithful. Voodoo continues to be a popular tourist attraction within the city of New Orleans, with people coming from far and wide to visit the graves and purchase amulets, potions and powers from various voodoo vendors, or to visit the New Orleans Historic Voodoo Museum. The Bridgewater Triangle refers to an area of about 200 square miles within southeastern Massachusetts in the United States. The area has been subject to numerous cryptozoological sightings. Since the 1970s, there have been several reports of tall, hairy, ape-like creatures roaming the swamp. There have also been numerous sightings of thunderbirds, giant pterosaur-like creatures that have been seen fighting in mid-air. In 1976, there was a report of a man who saw a giant ghostly red-eyed dog kill 2 of his ponies. There have been several reported sightings of a Bigfoot-like creature in the triangle, usually near the Manchaca Swamp. Joseph DeAndre claimed to have seen a half-man and half-ape creature enter the woods near the swamp in 1978. Local resident John Baker also reported seeing a large hairy beast in the river while canoeing. According to one tale, the Native Americans had cursed the swamp centuries ago because of the poor treatment they received from the colonial settlers. In 1982, a man by the name of William claimed to have seen a Sasquatch near Manchaca Swamp. He claimed the creature was definitely a female having a thick coat of brown silver-tipped hair. Similar to other Bigfoot sightings, William's Bigfoot possessed a sloping forehead that came to a point at the top. The creature seemed disinclined to make contact, however did not seem aggressive or afraid. Feeling the animal in front of him was human-like after all, he could not bring himself to fire at it. He later found what he believed to be the creature's nest, where it slept for many nights. Also, close to this area he found large footprints. The Bermuda Triangle is infamous for making sea vessels mysteriously disappear, but it's not the only body of water with dark secrets and seemingly paranormal activity. There's a few other nautical locations where vessels' crews have been known to inexplicably vanish without a trace. The only sea without shores, the Sark Sea, is a region in the middle of the North Atlantic Ocean that is surrounded by ocean currents. These currents deposit marine plants and garbage into the Sark Sea, causing it to be full of sargassum, a genus of dense brown invasive seaweed. This eerie calmness contributes to the area's mystery, as several ships have been found drifting crewless through its peaceful waters. In 1840, the French merchant ship Rosalie sailed through the Sark Sea, and was later discovered with its sails set but without any crew members on board. In an effort to explain the mysterious disappearance, 19th century lore told of the Sark sea's carnivorous seaweed, which was believed to devour sailors whole, leaving only the ship. Mazi is an alleged sea monster reported to be living in Muskrat Lake, 75 miles northwest of Ottawa, Ontario, the capital of Canada. The legend has gone through a gradual image change over the years. It's not been decided if Mazi is a single creature or an entire species. Those who believe it's just one creature often are stumped by its possible gender or appearance in general. In the past, the creature was described as a great serpent with 3 eyes and sharp teeth that towered over its potential prey. Some say it's got 2 horse-like ears on top of its head, with an extra ear between pointing backwards like the reverse unicorn horn. However, the interest of several Mazi enthusiasts of various professional grades has helped to organise witness accounts and streamline the modern perception of Mazi that appears less exaggerated. It's now most popularly imagined as an unknown type of marine mammal, sharing traits with a seal or walrus. Local folklore says that while exploring the region over 300 years ago, Samuel de Champlain learned from the natives of the area of a legendary creature that lived in the lake. Though the legend may certainly descend from native lore, no mention is given of it in Champlain's memoirs. Nevertheless, the myth survived with the help from a sign which once welcomed visitors to Cobden. The sign features Champlain holding his famous lost astrolabe, while looking out over Muskrat Lake. In the lake prominently displayed is Mazi, depicted as having 3 eyes and a long tongue. The sign is inaccurate in many ways, least of all in giving the impression that Champlain had actually encountered the creature. Though the sign has been replaced, its impact is still felt. Champlain is still the traditional starting point for any Mazi tale. Muskrat Lake, like many other lakes, was formed when the glaciers of the last ice age receded about 10,000 years ago. At that point it was part of the Champlain Sea. Owing to glacial recession, the sea was repeatedly diluted, its sea levels rising and falling over the years, making it brackish. About 6,000 years ago the water levels dropped and the Champlain Sea disappeared. This would have been the last time for any potential sea monster to arrive in the lake. 3 species of shrimp from the Ice Age have been found in the lake, giving rise to claims that more substantial species may have survived in deeper parts of the lake. In the mid-1990s, Mazi was made the focal point of a Cobden-Ottawa Valley marketing campaign. Flags, windsocks and signs sprung up all around Cobden and the entire Ottawa Valley. There was talk of offering a $1 million prize for Mazi's capture. The plan never saw fulfillment, but every year visitors in the area do often try to search for it. No one has yet captured evidence of its existence. The myths and legends of mermaids also include male mermaids, known usually as mermen. Together, mermaids and mermen make up merfolk. There are many myths and legends of creatures that are half human and half animal. Mermaids are by far the most popular marine version of these myths and legends. The history of mermaid legends and myths is interesting, because it's filled with many different versions of similar creatures from all sorts of cultures around the world. For example, the Babylonian fish god era was essentially a merman that's been around for over 4,000 years. In 2008, waves were being made in South Africa as a legendary mermaid called the Cayman was making a splash in the news. A group of friends were camping near a river when they heard loud splashing and a loud banging noise. Upon further investigation, the group came upon a woman in the water. The woman appeared to be pale white with long black hair. Her skin appeared as if it was glowing. The most shocking feature was seen when the woman turned to the group. She had piercing red eyes. A woman ran to investigate the claims that the Cayman had been seen. She noted that the mermaid had a sorrowful cry, like a woman crying. After a moment of chaos with the group, the mermaid disappeared into the murky water. People of South Africa are very leery of the Cayman, as she is known for pulling people underwater and trapping them beneath the depths with objects in which you most desire. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more countdown videos.